welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is the 6th day of Vlogmas. Whew, it has been a morning. I'm just taking a quick coffee break from work here. Since I work from home, I can take a quick break. And I wanted to update you guys on what's been happening so far this day and what is planned for the rest of today. So we woke up to many centimeters of snow. I want to say at least 10, but you know, a lot. Luckily, it was like -10 outside, so it was very light snow. Sometimes we can get kind of like a really wet snow when it's around 0 degrees and it's like super heavy, but this was a light snow, so there was a lot of it, but it was lighter, so it was easier to shovel. And looks like it's still snowing out there, so I might have to go shovel again at some point, but not till later because work. And nobody else is driving around until like 3 o'clock. So that will be decided later. So yeah, I spent about an hour and a half shoveling this morning. The kids went over and shoveled our neighbor's driveway. They're older, and so they pay the kids to shovel their driveway. My husband got to work okay first thing this morning, so it is a winter wonderland out there, but that is also nice to look at. So, shoveling, pretty snow. Shoveling, pretty snow. Oh well. Since I was out shoveling for so long this morning, I did not get to record the kids opening their advent calendars because they were inside doing their own thing while I was shoveling. Good thing they're old enough for that now. So I will show you what they got. Taylor's Harry Potter one is like a holographic thing. Anyway, so that's cool. And that's Taylor's, and then Cooper got a couple more gift tags. So, I don't know who's, oh, that's Guardians of the Galaxy. Cool. Well, those are fun, but what we're really here for is the yarn advent. Ooh. Oh, look at this. You guys, do you see that? Ooh. I need a whole skein of this one. Ooh, that's nice. It's pretty. Oh, so pretty. Yeah. This is like Winterland colorway, where you get like the pops of berries from holly in the snow. Love it. Love it. Again, my advent calendar is from Ginger Snap, and she is on Etsy. That's it for advents today. I don't think my husband opened his before he left because he was in a rush, you know, shoveling and all that. But there we are. Since I have a few extra minutes today and I don't have much else to record today because I'm going to work and then I'm going to drive the kids to all their activities, and then I've got a COPAC meeting tonight over Zoom. So that's gonna be my day. But I thought I would take a few minutes to talk to you about the different patterns that I had looked at for possibly doing my advent calendar with. Okay, so I have a few options. I'm definitely leaning towards one of them, but I haven't fully decided yet, so you can always weigh in below. The first one, I have about like 20 in my bundle, but some of them are for like kind of like little bits of the yarn and stuff, not a full mini. Like this is a good size mini, so I want to use it up. So the first one that I'm going to talk about today is the Adventurous Wrap, and it's by Amba O'Brien. She has a ton of Advent appropriate projects and a ton that have been designed to use Advent skeins or scraps, or yeah, she is a genius, people. So the first one is the Adventurous Wrap, and basically it's kind of like two triangles but like alternating, and then you kind of knit them together. Yeah, it looks really cool. I have the pattern. I did start to do it out of a different yarn at one point, but I decided it was not going to work out like how I wanted. It was going to be like a rainbow thing. It was not working how I wanted it to, and I wasn't in the mood, so I ripped it out. But I do have the pattern already, and yeah, I will pop in a picture at some point here. But yeah, so there's a couple different options. This is all for fingering weight, which is what this is. And I'm just gonna keep staring at this because it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, and she shares with you kind of like how to divide out your the gradient, so that if you're using an Advent and you want it to more fade, here's how you do it. And if you want it to be more like with contrast, then here's how you do it. And I mean, of course, your knitting is your own thing. So that one looks really cool. It ends up being like a trapezoid with some extra points on the end. So when you wrap it around, you kind of get that shawl with the extra bits kind of hanging that help kind of hold it into place. So it looks really cool. There's more than 1,000 projects on Ravelry, so it's obviously a very popular pattern. So that one is number 1. And number 2 is also, sorry, I have them up on my computer here, is also an Amba O'Brien pattern, but it is the Rad Vent Cardigan. So she has a bunch of Rad Vent type things. The cardigan looks interesting to me, but I'm not sure if it's a style that I would wear. Also, it would probably bother me if my sleeves weren't the same. So I'd have to do some math and kind of split the sleeves so that it would like gradiate to the 24 colors and then gradiate back, so that like in the middle back was when I ended the 24, and then I would have to gradiate back the other way, because I don't know that I would. And maybe that's how she does it. I have no idea. I don't have this pattern yet, but it looks really cool and I like the idea of it, but I'm not quite sure if I would wear that style of cardigan either. I don't really like an open cardigan. I like them to button or be a pullover, because then I don't have to futz with them. That's what I've decided I like for my wardrobe. So, you know. We'll see. So that one's kind of it's a neat idea and I like the idea of it, but I don't know. All right. The third Amba O'Brien pattern that I looked at is the Adventure Some Wrap. I hope I'm saying that right. And this one is really cool because it's got a lace pattern. It's got like a wave to it, and then you have a plain color, like a contrast color that you knit for a few rounds in between each color. So it's not quite as wide as the Adventurous Wrap. It's more of a long and narrow, which I think I would like better. Yeah, but it only uses like a little, not a little bit. It won't use the full skein of the minis that I'm getting. And then it does use a full skein of the contrast color. So it's I like the idea of the lace pattern, something a bit more involved. And then you kind of work from one end to the other. So it's definitely a high contender for this one. If it's going the way that I think that this is going, I'm just gonna put that down because I keep touching it. So yeah, Amba O'Brien, like I said, she has tons of really good Advent patterns. The last one that I have is by Helen Stewart. She also has quite a few Advent patterns that are good for Advent. Every year she does Knit Vent, and I believe it's 5 patterns, 4 or 5 patterns, I can't remember. It's a few patterns, and it comes as like a set every year. Usually there's a couple patterns like a hat and wristers and cowl that's good for like quick gift knits. There's a couple pairs of socks that I want to knit out of some of those. Man, the cheer socks, it's like on my list. I gotta find the perfect yarn for it though, but I definitely want to knit those. practicing my cables first because it's not a complicated cable, but to do it on socks, I want to make sure that it's not going to tighten up the socks too much that I won't be able to wear them. So anyway, getting back to the Advent yarn, I have in my favorites the Dust of Snow pattern. And so yeah, it just looks like it has a really cool, like it would be good for a fade, things fading into each other. And it would be, it has some cool lace and some other stuff. You can hold mohair with it or not, however you want to do it. I really like her patterns because she shows you like how much percentage you are of the way through a project and how much percentage of your yarn you should have used by that point. So you always know where you are in the project and if you're going to run out of yarn or if you have enough, or like just the way she puts her patterns together is really cool. Yeah, so the Dust of Snow, sorry, I'm just looking up the details here. So it is like a long and thin stole kind of thing, and it is knit on the bias, so it's got a bit of a point to each end, like a parallelogram. So I do like the look of that because you can kind of bunch it up and make it into like a scarf where you loop it through, or you could just wrap it around a few times. It's, you know, anyway, so lots of good ways to wear that one. This is the one that I am leaning to the most. I think at this point, if I had to pick right now, this would be the pattern that I picked. So yeah, Dust of Snow by Helen Stewart. I think that it's going to be great for all the kind of colors blending together, which will be really fun because she does some alternating rows when you change colors, so it really does blend together. So I think it would work really good. Again, I'm not going to make any decisions until I see at least most of the yarn. Probably all of the yarn, to be honest. I got lots of Christmas knitting to do still. Don't tell anyone. So those are the 4 patterns that I'm leaning towards. Like I said, the Dust of Snow is kind of top of my list right now. And yeah, that is about it for today. I'm going to stop rambling on now and get back to work. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will try and get some pictures throughout the day, but there won't be much else today. So I hope you'd enjoy this ramble about some Advent patterns, and we'll see you next time. Bye!